People. Que pasa, sac passe, what they do. Welcome to Jamaica Dancehall Source, your source for dancehall and our entertainment and news. Now the first thing that is popping in the news is that we see that the P0L, him squaddie, caught him snoozing on the job, sleeping literally on the job. So therefore, I am going to let you take a listen, take a look at this beautiful bean footage, and then I'll give my piece.
What did I say?
Push up in that motor.
Man, if you man runs the jigsaw.
Man, don't make man wake up. I can tell you the police have to do exams to get promotion and hard work.
Now people, there's a saying in the streets, don't be caught slipping. Whenever you snooze, you lose. However people, it seems as if this P0L, he was exhausted, he was tired. So therefore, you could literally hear him draw some Z's. So people, is this a habit that this P0L have, to sleep on the job? Don't know the schedule, don't know if he was off the clock or the circumstances. However, we know that the P0L them, they are under stress from the other day. Them a look a raise from the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Security. However, it is not forthcoming. So maybe this officer is rebelling. Maybe this officer is sending out a sign or a signal and say, listen, me nah do no work, me nah get up until me see some sort of pay raise. People, me no know. One thing, however, that I do know is that there's a saying that also goes, idle dog, walk, meaning F-U-C-K, idle monkey. The devil always finds work for idler. And we see say him squaddie them. They were just laughing at him. They were just being idle. They were just being funny. Nothing is wrong with that, especially when you have a stressful job. Now people, there's also a saying that goes something like this. Bad habits, they are hard to break. And people, based on the video and putting it into context, I am assuming that this video was taken at the station. So people, nothing wrong with that. However, if this sleeping, snoozing, actual sleeping policeman would go on the streets and do that, especially when him have the government keep and care, meaning toll, especially when they are one of the high-risk groups in Jamaica, we would hope that his squaddie actually have him back, have him head. That sounds kind of homo, but you know the point that I am trying to make. We should hope that he does not take his circus or his sleeping, snoozing Z-show on the road with him, or else it will not be a laughing matter as it is in this case. So me just say, whenever you get caught slipping in the street, whenever you snooze, you are going to lose. Me I talk about your 3 point, me I talk about your life. So therefore, squaddie, sleeping policeman, fix up yourself before them mix up yourself. Point blank and period. Now before I move to the next part of my video, please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. The next thing that is popping in the news, it is called Jamaicans be aware. Your money in the bank, it is not safe. You are at the mercy of these scammers. You are at the mercy of the incompetence of these banks and people. I am speaking about Scotia to be specific in this case. There was a young man or a man that made some sort of transaction, and because the account that he sent it to was at a different location than he should have sent it to, and the fact that the account that he sent it to is a duplicate account, meaning that not only him, but other persons, a next person, at least one other person, have this account number also. So therefore, that would have been an error on the system of the actual bank. However, people, I am going to let you take a listen, take a look to something that was broadcast on Nationwide Network explaining the whole situation. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
On January 19 this year, Mr. Foote initiated the transfer of $1,726,108.06 from NCB Savannah Lamar to the Bank of Nova Scotia. The transfer form clearly indicates the name of the intended recipient along with the correct account number. The transfer was intended for Scotia Centre downtown Kingston, but ended up at Scotia's Halfway Tree branch in error. Mr. Foote admits a mistake on his part caused him to record the incorrect branch. But instead of being returned to him or frozen, the large sum of money was sent into the account of a completely different individual at Scotia's Halfway Tree branch. This BNS customer has an identical account number as the intended recipient at the Scotia Centre. The money has since been withdrawn from the account and the bank is refusing to take responsibility. Our news centre reached out to the branch manager of BNS Halfway Tree, Michelle Lee Gaynor, for a comment on how widespread across her branch the duplicated account numbers are. She directed us to the bank's head office. When pressed, Mrs. Lee Gaynor ended the call.
I think you're speaking to the wrong person. I'm not the person for you to speak to on that matter.
Aren't you the
So
branch
on
manager,
Monday,
ma'am?
yes, but on
Did
Monday
you sign
you
off
can.
on the payment?
No, on Monday could you call the bank, please?
Do you know
and
how
speak
widespread
with them.
the practice is, though?
In a letter dated February 10, the bank's legal counsel, Mayor Wilson, noted that Mr. Foote inputted the wrong information. The bank's lawyer notes that the form clearly indicates that the funds should be sent to BNS Halfway Tree at the particular account number. The bank's letter makes no mention of the fact that the form also clearly indicates an entirely different name as the correct recipient linked to the duplicated account number that also exists at the Scotia Centre. The bank also doesn't explain how or why one account number has multiple owners across at least 2 of its branches. Mr. Foote says the situation is deeply distressing.
They're making so much profit, and even to change the system to make it better where this doesn't happen in the future. I think they need to reinvest in their technology to change it so these things doesn't happen. Maybe it's going to cost a lot of money, but the other banks, I don't think they have this problem. It's just like my TRN. It can't be duplicated to any other person. And these account numbers should be something like that. The other banks have it, so I don't see why Scotiabank can't invest in changing their system.
The matter has since been reported to the police fraud squad. Efforts to ascertain how widespread account duplication is across Scotiabank were not successful. Repeated calls to Scotia's president and CEO, Audrey Tugwell Henry, were not answered. Mr. Foote's attorney, Abel Don Foote, in a letter to Mrs. Tugwell Henry, noted that the bank negligently and carelessly disbursed the sums. Mr. Philip Foote says he deserves a more fulsome response from BNS.
Because they give someone my money who I didn't tell them to give. I didn't have that name on that person thing.
Ricardo Brooks for Nationwide News.
Now, people, this is a clear-cut case of incompetence, lack of proper technology to avoid certain errors. Based on what this man said, he transferred some money from NCB, totally different bank, to Scotiabank. It was intended to go to a recipient in downtown. However, it ended up to a next person, different name, however, same account number. Therefore, that is bank error. The next thing that we see is that the person that got this 1.9 million, 1.7 I think, that was not expecting any sorts of money and thought that, wow, Christmas come early this year. He or she is a damn thief. because as soon as they realize that they got the money, they withdraw this money. So therefore, the P0L need to find these people, even though they did not rob these people at gunpoint. However, their intent, it is criminal, point blank and period. The next thing is that the Scotiabank's manager, what we realize with a lot of these people that have high posts, they have very low IQ. They have a high arrogance. However, they also have a very high irresponsible and incompetent way. So therefore, if you are going to be arrogant, at least make sure that you can do your job. You need to take responsibility for your action. So what we see here, lack of the proper technology, which is very simple. Each person, one account, no duplicate accounts. So this error would not have happened had the bank implement proper technology. Simple as 1, 2, 3. However, the fact that this man losing money, he is not getting the proper response and proper respect that is needed, especially when he is going through a stressful time. What we see is that the relevant authority at Nova Scotia Bank, they are deflecting. They are blaming the person that take the money, the person that send the money to the wrong place. Now people, like I said, it was supposed to go downtown Scotia and it got Arthur Tree instead. He made an error, the person that sent the money. However, the system should have recognized, the system should not have a duplicate account, meaning 2 persons sharing the same account. So people, at the end of the day, I would say that the bank is negligent, even though the man made an error. However, the man was not expecting that his $1.7 million would have been given to a next person of a different name. It makes absolutely no sorts of sense. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, that is my views on the whole thing as it pertains to that. And like me say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up.